Assalamu alaikum. How are you today?
Fine.
Okay, the students and the audience. Hope both the students and the audience are doing well today. Present gerund active form. If you remember, I told you in previous lessons that we will be working on the 4 forms of gerund. Present gerund active form, present gerund passive form, past gerund active form, and past gerund passive form. Today, in this video, we will be practicing present gerund active form, the 5 structures related to this topic. And right after we're done, with this video, with recording this video, we'll be recording another video about present gerund passive form, when the subject of the sentence is not the doer of the action. So we're going to be working on that, inshallah. Okay, so now I want you to pay attention to these structures in these specific verbs. I've also told you before that there are specific verbs in English language. Some of them can be followed by gerunds only. Some of them can be followed by infinitive only. Some of them can be followed directly by gerund but indirectly by infinitive. Some of them can be followed by both gerund or infinitive. And there are some which can be followed by both gerund or infinitive but with different meanings. If they are followed by gerund, one meaning. If they're followed by infinitive, another meaning. So my eye contact should be with the students as well as with the audience, right? Yeah, because if you don't have eye contact, if you don't look towards the lenses of camera, audience are not interested in okay, watching your lessons. Anyways, so now there are many gerund verbs, and you have a list of those gerund verbs in your books that you can use later on when you make examples and sentences. But I've written some of them over here. These are gerund verbs: admit, advise, anticipate, avoid, complete, consider, delay, deny, discuss. And we have some intransitive verbs which take prepositions, and after those prepositions we can use gerund as the object of preposition. And we have some specific adjectives which collocate with some specific prepositions, and then those prepositions can be followed by gerund as well. For example, interested in, happy about, excited about, famous for, fan of, tired of, accused of, blamed for example. There are many. So now I want you to look at these structures. Structure number 1. When you make sentences using the first structure, first of all, you bring your subject. So your subject could be a noun or a pronoun, right? Right? So it's either the name of somebody like Jamal, Kamal, or is the pronoun like he? Is the name of a person Shahla, Laila, or she, right? Okay, so that's your subject. Okay, so now what comes first? Subject, okay? And then a gerund verb form. So GVF here means gerund verb form. In this case, we cannot bring infinitive verb. We cannot bring any other action verb that cannot be followed by a gerund. So mostly gerund verbs are state verbs. They're not action verbs. Look over here. Admit, no action. Avoid, advise, or avoid, or complete, or no action. There isn't any physical action. So both gerund and infinitive verbs, the spatial verbs, which can be followed by gerund or infinitive, are state verbs. They're not action verbs. Got the point? Okay. So now admit, gerund verb form. The reason I've written GVF, like gerund verb form, is that this structure could be used for different tenses. Okay, so form, it could be positive, it could be negative, it could be he admits, he doesn't admit, right? Negative form. He could be he admitted, past form. He could be future form, he will admit. Whatever form that is, gerund verb form. So this one structure is enough for many tenses. So you don't have to have a separate structure for each tense. I hope you got the point, okay? So now, according to the structure, what is admits? Gerund verb form. And committing the crime, is gerund, and whatever comes after that, you can say rest of the sentence, or you can say, complement, or you can say, altogether, you can say it's a gerund phrase. So that's structure number one. Structure number two. Okay, so first you bring your subject, and then gerund verb form, and then object or a possessive adjective. There could be an object or there could be a possessive adjective. Now, if it's a pronoun, so it could be like, an object pronoun, not subject pronoun, if it's a personal pronoun, or it could be a possessive adjective here. And then gerund, and then rest of the sentence. So I hate him coming late every day, or I hate his coming late every day. So now, if you use, object pronoun here, okay, it will be somehow informal, like in spoken English. But if you use a possessive adjective, I hate his coming late every day, it will be somehow more formal. So what if it's a noun instead of, a pronoun? I hate Ahmad coming late every day. I hate Jamal coming late every day, right? So kind of informal. But if you say, I hate Jamal's coming late every day, then you need apostrophe S. So it becomes more formal, okay? And structure number three, there are some, just kind of, general verbs, not specific gerund verbs according to this structure. You don't have to use specific gerund verbs, specific state verbs. You can even use action verbs, okay, according to this structure. But look, your verb could be transitive, it could be intransitive. Subject plus verb form. Object comes inside parentheses, which means that if your verb is transitive, it takes subject. But if it's intransitive, there may not be any object. But after that, there's a preposition, okay? And usually we use these specific prepositions after, before, during, okay? And then you can, after that preposition, you can bring gerund, and then rest of the sentence. So look, I, subject, according to the structure, will take, simple future tense, verb form, right? Will talk, will talk. And then to you, since the verb is intransitive, so there's a preposition and then object. You see that? There may not be any object at all. Okay, there may be object after preposition, or there may be object, directly after main verb. So it depends what kind of verb you use, in the sentence. If transitive, it takes the object directly. If it's intransitive, there's a preposition and then object, right? And the object becomes object of preposition. Okay, and then another preposition. Usually, preposition of time. Preposition of
Time.
after, before, during, okay? So I'll talk to you after teaching my class. I'll come to your party before finishing the project, for example, or after finishing the project. I will answer your questions during explaining the grammatical point. See, during, after, before, okay? So you can use these prepositions. So according to this structure, you don't have to use the specific gerund verbs. You can use any other verbs. You can use action verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verbs. You got the point? Okay. Number four. There are some intransitive verbs which take prepositions in sentences, and then those prepositions can be followed by gerund, okay? So here we have an example. So the structure is subject, intransitive verb form, plus preposition, plus gerund, plus rest of the sentence. They insist on enforcing the law. For example, you can say Taliban insist on enforcing the Sharia law. The government, the Afghan current government, insists on implementing the constitution, the current constitution of Afghanistan, right? So there are many other verbs that later on we're gonna, be making examples. Dream about, for example, or work on, or plan on, or other verbs, okay? And finally, structure number 5, subject plus a to be verb form according to the tense, according to the subject, is, am, are, was, were, okay, been, okay, and then adjective, preposition, gerund, the rest of the sentence. So now here there's some specific adjectives which collocate with some specific prepositions. It's not like we use an adjective and then we can bring any preposition after the adjective, okay? So again, we have to pay attention to collocations, like which adjectives collocate with which prepositions. Like interested, I mean, these are verbs, but like interested in, happy about, excited about, blamed for, accused of, fan of, famous for, good at, good at something, right? Bad at, good at, okay? So there's specific adjectives which go with specific prepositions, and all of those prepositions can be followed by gerund in your sentences. So once again, I just want to read these examples. The first example, he admits committing the crime. The second example, I hate him coming late every day, or I hate his coming late every day. I'll talk to you after teaching my class. In example number 4, they insist on enforcing the law. In example number 5, you are interested in improving your English skills. Okay. Is everything clear? Students, everything's clear? Okay. Any questions? Feel free. If there are any questions related to the topic, related to, our today's topic. No questions? Okay, everything is fine? Everything is clear? Okay, so now we can use these verbs plus the verbs that you have in a box, okay, the list of those specific gerund verbs, and, according to the first structure, okay? And the second structure did not have a lot of, there's specific verbs like hate and like and dislike and love and, those specific verbs, state verbs which show emotions, okay? Emotions. And that's all. Here, over here, you can use any verb. You can use any verb. It could be action verb, it could be state verb, it could be transitive, it could be intransitive. Doesn't matter. You can use any verb. You are not restricted here according to structure number 3. You can use different verbs. And structure number 4, again, intransitive verbs. The verbs that need, prepositions. Okay? And then those prepositions should be followed by, okay? There are some phrasal verbs. Okay? Phrasal verbs, they're prepositions at the end of, phrasal verbs. And those prepositions can be followed, or those phrasal verbs can be followed by gerund. And finally, again, collocations. So think about the specific adjectives which go with specific prepositions. So now look at these, 5 structures and try to make your examples. Try to make your sentences. Just raise your hand and say a sentence. Okay, look at your books. Look at the list of those gerund verbs and look here. Okay, yeah.
Our teacher advises studying hard.
Yeah, our teacher advises studying hard because the final exams are closer. So now advice can be followed by infinitive if there's indirect object. Our teacher advises us to study hard. Okay, yep.
They delay giving exam.
They delayed taking the exam. They delayed taking the exam. Do not use give with the exam. Okay, don't think in your own language. Think in English. Okay, yep.
I love his playing football.
Yeah, I love his playing football. I love him playing football. I like his playing football. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
He delayed playing football due to the rain.
He delayed playing football due to the rain or because of the rain. That's right. Yep.
Can you say that I hate Ahmad's crawling the room?
I hate Ahmad's traveling.
Crawling.
Oh, crawling.
Crawling.
Crawling
at his works.
At his works?
Yeah.
At his work?
Yeah.
Or during his
Works
Crawling is first verb that means he do very slowly.
Okay, yeah. Or for example, I hate Ahmad's being lazy, or Ahmad's acting like a lazy person, or something like that. Yeah, that's.
I advise him reciting Holy Quran.
I advise reciting the Holy Quran. You don't say him. If you say him, then you need infinitive. I advise him to recite the Holy Quran. I advise reciting the Holy Quran. Yep.
We finished step 3 before starting step 4.
Yeah, we finished step 3 before starting step 4. That's right. So you're using structure number 3. Yep. Mm-hmm.
They were accused of robbing the bank.
They were accused of robbing the bank, according to structure number 5. That's right.
They can't tolerate studying hard for exams anymore.
They can't tolerate studying hard for
Exams.
the exams anymore.
I suggest him playing with us.
Yeah, I suggest playing football. Okay, yeah. Something like that. Suggest plus directly, but plus Gerund. Yep.
I'll go abroad before after graduating.
I'll go abroad after graduating from a tarud. I'll go abroad. See, go is an action verb, right? But according to structure number 3, you can use action verbs. Okay? I'll go abroad after graduating from a tarud. That's right. That's correct. Uh-huh.
I appreciated having a chance to read your draft.
Yes, I appreciate having a chance to read your draft. Perfect.
I suggest watching English videos.
I suggest watching English movies, English videos for improving your fluency, or for becoming more fluent in English.
I will call you after reciting.
The Holy Quran. I will call you after reciting the Holy Quran. Perfect. Yep.
She risks losing her viewing time.
That's right.
He enjoys reading Islamic books.
He enjoys reading Islamic books. That's right. Yep.
I completed doing my homework.
I completed doing my homework last night, for example. Yeah, last night. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
I avoid answering your questions.
I avoid answering your questions. Yep.
He hates playing football.
He hates playing football. Enough this much. Everybody have a great time, And don't forget that we're going to be recording the next video about present gerund, a passive form. Passive form. Yeah, have a great time. Bye-bye.